Now let's move on to the cosmic calendar. As I say, I'm going to be looking at the energies of the first half of July, so we're talking about the 1st to the 12th of July or so. So, the kind of the waxing moon cycle from the time of the new moon in Cancer through to the full moon. So let's have a look at what we can expect for the next 2 weeks of that waxing moon phase, so that you can mark some, of the important transits in your calendar or your diary. So here we've got the calendar for July, and you can see that essentially once we get past the new moon, there isn't really a lot happening sort of initially. It's only when we get to Saturday, the 2nd of July, that we start to see things getting a little bit busier. So first of all, we've got two squares, one to Neptune, which is, as I say, newly retrograde, and this is a square between Mercury and Neptune. So this can sometimes lead to an overactive imagination, or perhaps misperceptions about things. So don't be surprised if you kind of get something wrong, you misread a situation, or you become a little bit muddled and you can't do sums, that kind of thing, because it tends to sort of push us into the right brain. So much better for intuitive thinking, but equally we can become a little bit confused. We might also find ourselves stumbling over our words, for example, because Mercury does rule speech as well as thinking, and travel might also be a little bit sort of muddled, so you might get stuck in traffic jams or some kind of slowdown. So just something to be aware of. And that's at around about 10 p.m. on Saturday evening if you are kind of in British summertime, that time zone. But Mercury, on the more positive side, will be making a trine to Saturn, and this should help to stabilize that slightly more kind of woo-woo energy of the square to Neptune. So this is really positive, productive, grounded energy. It tends to make us much better in terms of rational and logical thinking. So you might find that the left and right hemispheres, are kind of working together, or that you're needing to use the left in order to sort of stabilize the right and to clarify your thinking, so that you kind of come out of any sort of delusional kind of mind warps, if you like. It can also help with concentration and focus, so if that's going to be important, whatever you're doing, then Saturn can certainly help. It helps us to be more organized, and it's also great for kind of being more succinct and sort of constructive in terms of our thinking. If you are feeling like you want to sort of withdraw and spend some time on your own, this is also great for like agreeable solitude. Saturn on the whole is about kind of being self-sufficient in the sense of, not necessarily, or being alone, So I think this could be quite a positive thing. If you're feeling a little bit sensitive from that new moon, this can really help you to find constructive ways to sort of have some me time, if you like. And then more sort of dramatically, we've got a square between Mars and Pluto. Sometimes this can lead to power struggles or kind of butting heads with other people. So just something you want to be aware of if you do have either of these two planets quite prominent. It can give us a lot more physical energy, so that can be a good thing, particularly if you want to sort of do something active over the weekend. It is best to try and direct it into positive pursuits, like something to do with physical exercise, because it does tend to sort of relieve tension, and it stops us from kind of being too grumpy or moany, or as I say, getting into sort of power struggles with other people. And with Pluto in the mix, that can sometimes not necessarily end terribly well. So don't push others or kind of be too confrontational, because people could really sort of snap back in quite a sort of dramatic way, perhaps not as in a much, it could be quite full on, shall we say. So just be a little bit more tactful around people who tend to be quite volatile or temperamental. But on the positive side, it's good for strategizing and for planning. So along with that sort of Mercury Saturn trine, this could be a good time to sit down and write some lists and do your kind of visualizations or plant your seeds if you aren't able to do so during the week, when we have the new moon itself. And then moving on to the 5th, Mercury moves into the sign of Cancer on the 5th. So this is great for, as I say, family holidays, for going on short trips to the seaside, maybe going on a trip down memory lane, going through old like boxes of photos, updating your family albums, or studying family history. So that's also another good one. If you're looking for somewhere to live, or you are looking to experiment a little bit with with your kind of your your cooking repertoire, then this is also a really positive aspect, and it will last for for the rest of July. And then Mercury is also going to be making a sextile to Mars, and this is really great for quick thinking and for being very decisive. So if you did feel a little bit muddled on Saturday the 2nd, then things should definitely improve by the 5th. Now what's interesting is that Mars will also have just newly ingressed into a new sign. Mars will have moved into Taurus, so you could find yourself slowing down and becoming a lot more grounded, and I think this can often be a good thing. Mars in Aries is great, but sometimes it can make us a little bit impatient. We can also tend to be irritable and to be a little bit too pushy or aggressive. So sometimes I think it's good after that sort of go energy of Mars in Aries for to slow down, and I think Mercury in Cancer is a good complement to this. So this as I say is really good for making grounded, substantial, sensible types of decisions, for being mentally assertive, for being honest in a kind of a pragmatic and sort of phlegmatic way. It's also good for finding practical solutions to problems and for making progress, particularly around things like, as I say, money, security, home finding, property renovations, all of the sort of the Cancer and the Taurus ruled stuff. So quite a productive day, I think, that Tuesday the 5th. And then the next day on the 6th, we've got Venus making a sextile to Chiron. So again, this might be an extension or a continuation or progression of those energies at the new moon, with that square to Jupiter from the luminaries, and then Jupiter making a sextile to Venus. So again, it's emphasizing opportunities for healing in relationships, and also relationships that are healing. So as I say, people kind of coming into your life, teaching you important lessons, or leading you towards healing, or somehow catalyzing healing for you, whether intentionally or unintentionally. So that's, I think, something to look forward to. And often this aspect makes us a lot more sensitive to other people. We can be a lot more intuitive about other people's feelings, and that can be great if you are needing to heal some aspect of a relationship that's kind of gone a little bit out of whack, or where there's been some tension. Now on the 8th, we have a square between the Sun and Chiron. So again, I think this is a progression of that square that we had with the Sun, the Moon and Chiron to Jupiter at the new moon. So I think a lot of this second half of this second week of July is going to be about kind of coming to terms with healing, spirituality. Memories may kind of come up now and need they may be sort of prompting you to do some kind of healing or journaling work. You may also have healing dreams now, so it's worth kind of doing some journaling and noting your dreams and innermost thoughts, because you could actually find that it proves quite healing now. It also could be that a male figure somehow comes into your life, and you find yourself healing some old stuff, maybe from the past that's kind of gone unresolved. So that's another way that this energy can kind of manifest. And then on Saturday the 9th, we've got Jupiter making a square to Mercury. So again, this can sometimes make us a little bit unrealistic in terms of either our expectations, or when we're making plans, we might bite off more than we can chew. So just be kind of wary of overconfident judgments, or kind of expressing your opinions maybe a little bit too forcefully or tactlessly. This can be a time when we tend to give unsolicited advice. So it's far better used to sort of assimilate information, to pursue like personal interests, or to kind of examine things like our beliefs, or just going on sort of physical or mental journeys, so traveling or learning about a new place, that kind of thing. And then on Sunday the 10th, we've got a much more positive aspect happening. So this is a lovely sextile between the Sun and transiting Uranus. So this can bring in unexpected new developments, people. You may also find yourself looking at things in a new way. Life tends to be quite exciting. You might get offers to do something new. You might find yourself motivated to make changes in your life, personal changes. And find inventive ways to implement new habits or solve problems. So that's really, really positive. And then yeah, we kind of come up to the full moon in Capricorn on the 13th. So that's kind of the extent of that waxing moon phase. So as I say, not too many aspects, but we are kind of moving into retrograde season. So it's worth bearing that in mind, that things tend to sort of slow down over this time of the year, and maybe that's a good thing. There's nothing wrong with kind of getting a little bit of R&R, spending some time contemplating, or just being, essentially. So yes, be kind to yourself, look after yourself, and I hope the next 2 weeks are really, really great. So just as a heads up for those of you who are new to these forecasts, I am offering a free 14-day trial on my paid membership. So this is gold and platinum. So if you're interested in upgrading, you can find details at astrologysphere.com/subscribe. I have put up a new shop, so there are more payment options if you're interested, and you should be able to sort of do a monthly subscription, like an automatic subscription through PayPal. So that's an improvement on my previous sort of system. But yes, if you are curious about what the paid memberships tiers have, you can take out the 14-day free trial on an upgrade. So, the gold membership gives you access to monthly horoscopes and things like eclipse forecasts, as well as special discounts on reports and, other exclusive offers. So check it out if you're interested. Otherwise, I will see you in a fortnight. Happy new moon and all the best.